Good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to episode 285 of Film. I'm one of your co-hosts, Mark Foster, and as ever, I'm joined by...
Becky Foster. Why are you doing the voice?
Because, I don't know, I'm the co-host.
Ian Loring?
I was going to do the voice for the entire cast then, and people who aren't patrons wouldn't have understood. They'd be like, why is Mark doing that weird voice?
Me and Ian were like, why is Mark?
I'm still a little in the dark, to be honest, buddy.
Good times, though.
It was. It's because usually I'm drinking, like, Pepsi Max or a beer.
Oh, right, yeah.
Drinking your Earl Grey?
Yeah, I'm drinking my Earl Grey.
You weirdo.
Yes. Becky bought me a teapot for Christmas, and I am fucking blowing the shit out of this teapot.
Nice.
Becky bought you, right? So just to clarify, Becky didn't just buy him a teapot for Christmas. Becky bought him lots of other things as well. Just so happens that the only thing that he's used and his favourite thing that he got is a fucking teapot. Random as fuck.
And it was a half-joke present, wasn't it?
Sort of, yeah.
So, Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Ian, what did you do on New Year's Eve?
Ate a takeaway and watched Ocean's 8.
As a rewatch. Cool, I'm looking forward to hearing how that helped on a rewatch. We went out for the first time, didn't we?
In many years.
In many years, and then we came home early.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was cold.
I watched Jules Holland.
Yeah.
So we've got 3 reviews, a triple banger, as they would say. Well, we say it all the time whenever we've got 3 reviews. We always say triple banger.
Triple banger.
Yeah, we got triple banger. We have One Cut of the Dead. We have Bird Box, the Netflix movie. And we have the BBC Films movie, Happy New Year, Colin Burstead, which is the new Ben Wheatley film. We're not covering the favourite this week. We're going to cover it next week because we thought it'd be a bit of a packed show with having 4 reviews and then scraping around for what we're going to watch next week. So we're going to cover it next week, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly.
Needs to psych ourselves up to go and see it.
Yes, that's good, fine. But I was going to fucking skirt over that. We're also we might chat some trailers, but I don't actually think there has.
I don't think there have been any.
There hasn't been any. We're not going to chat trailers.
It's all just bullshit TV spots.
Yeah, and who gives a fuck about those?
Indeed.
Or Sunday. So yeah, we're not going to chat trailers. But we will probably go on tangents. Is there any news? Well, kind of shuts down between Christmas and New Year.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we should just crack on.
I think we should just fucking get on. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get the fuck on. We do have some questions, and we are going to do some what we've been watching. But first of all, One Cut of the Dead. Ian, have you got any other bits to say before we get into this? You would go over when it's playing and things like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, just to give a bit of context here. So, there's. I'll be honest, there's kind of more talk about this in the Patreon edition of the show, patreon.com/filmbastards. But Third Window Films, the distributor, were kind enough to send us a screener link to this after... For those who don't know, the film somehow got uploaded illegally to Amazon Prime over the weekend. It was only on there for a day or so, but... it does seem like quite a lot of people did probably watch it, and I did. And then it turned out that it wasn't even supposed to be there, and now they've got this big, like, kind of theatrical plan for it in the UK starting this coming weekend, Friday, January 4th, and, a lot of people who would have gone to that may well now not. We're going to review the film, obviously, but I'm also... just going to run through where it's playing in the UK. A US theatrical release is planned, but it does look like as well the Amazon Prime issue may have curtailed that. So, who the fuck does something like... anyway. So, it is playing Friday, January 4th to Thursday the 10th at the Prince Charles in London. God knows that will be an atmosphere, I'm sure. The Watershed in Bristol. The Broadway Cinema in Nottingham. The Showroom in Sheffield. And it's also playing the 4th to the 6th at the Leicester Phoenix. The Derby Quad Cinema. It plays the GFT in Glasgow on the 6th and 7th, the Cube Cinema in Bristol, which is a great little cinema, on the as is the Watershed, to be fair, on the 7th to the 9th. So there's 2 places to see it in Bristol. It plays the lovely Chapter Arts Centre in Cardiff on the 11th to the 14th. It plays the Deptford Cinema in London one night only, January 11th. It also plays one night only, January 17th, at the Shelley Theatre in Bournemouth and the Genesis Cinema in London. And it plays the Square Chapel Arts Centre in Halifax on the 23rd of January. So, it's getting a good sizable release, and especially for a film that is what it is. And when I say that, I mean it cost $27,000 to make, and it made over $30 million in the US, even though it opened on 2 screens.
Wow.
Which is quite something. So yeah, there you go. One Cut of the Dead. Review time, Mark.
Yeah, so it's a film that is directed by, and remember I might butcher these names, and I apologise. Shinichiro Idea, and stars Takayuki Hamasuto, Meow, Hamaru Samurai, Yakuzi Akima, and Kazuki Nagaya. And other people. I hope I didn't butcher those names too much. Film starts out. Remember, we are all spoilers all the time, guys. The film starts out with a scene of a zombie film being made, and the director then seems to be quite intense with it.
I just to say, I think considering. I think maybe let's try and not be spoilery on this one, just because...
I can get behind that.
Yeah, I'm more comfortable with that, to be honest.
I can get behind that, right. So, essentially what we're seeing is a zombie film being made, but things go a little bit wrong on the surface. That'd be...
Yeah, it's difficult, given the nature of the film, to talk about it without being spoilery.
Yeah, so it's going to be a different type of review than we would normally do, but... Ian, what did you think of One Cut of the Dead?
Okay, so yeah, this is a film that's been kind of like talked about a fair bit. It's won quite a lot of festival awards, and I believe Robbie Collin from The Telegraph has been effusive in his praise of it. So, and you get a title, One Cut of the Dead, and you think, okay, I see what they're going for here. Then it's going to be one cut. So. What else they did with the film is a genuine surprise. And it turns from this thing where you think this is a bit shonky, but it's quite endearing in a way, into what exactly am I watching? Into a genuinely inventive and original and quite charming comedy about people trying to make a film. Because the whole thing is that they are shooting a zombie... It's like they're shooting a zombie film within the zombie film. In the film. And so you've got this director who kind of like makes things happen. Literally is kind of like pushing these zombies into people and then just keeps on going, action! Which was fucking amazing. Every single time he popped up and would just like push a zombie into view and then just go, action! Like, it's just incredible. But you got like just these weird, like, that's a bit random. And there was one moment where they're on a rooftop. I'm going to keep this as spoilerless as possible. They're on a rooftop and someone's attacking someone, and then suddenly they just drop down out of frame.
Yeah.
And you wonder, like, I was just like, right, that's a little bit amateurish.
Yeah.
And then what comes up later is, it explains it and really well. I was very, very taken with this, and I can see why it's been winning a lot of audience awards. And I do wish I saw it with an audience, just because the energy in the room would be very, very fun, I think. Yeah. I mean, Becky, what did you think?
It's an awful lot of fun. It is, like you say, it is a really charming movie. It's fun. It's constantly surprising. It keeps getting to a certain point, and then it goes, oh wait, and then changes its kind of direction a little bit, and it keeps you interested. And it's, I mean, I don't, how long is it?
It's 95 minutes, I think.
It doesn't feel it at all. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm actually quite gutted that it's not shown in York, because I'd have gone to see it again and paid and sat and watched it with an audience. But yeah, really, really highly recommend.
Yeah, it's at first when it first started going, and it's the zombie film with the zombie film, and what's happening is, and you're working bits out. It's really quite engaging in that, in the sense that it feels quite light and fun and amusing, and I enjoyed that about it. It feels like a welcoming film very, very quickly to watch, because you've got the opening scenes, I'm not spoiling anything, of a director getting very angry and shouting, and you're thinking, oh, is this going to be a little bit too much? And then it very quickly throws all that out, and you start to get you get kind of attached to the characters quite quickly, and you get the flow through from all of that, and then it does do this weird little flip halfway through, and then it does another flip back to something else. And I think I think a strange thing is Asian cinema tends to get grouped together. So you have Asian cinema. Well, it has its own genres too. Is a big place.
Yeah.
So, for instance, British cinema is very, very different to French cinema. Italian cinema is very, very different to German cinema. So you have these very, very close, what are considered close kind of quarters, and they're very, very different. It's not a homogenised thing like you've got in for instance, the US.
You can say European cinema.
And some of them will, but it's quite different. And what you tend to get as well with Asian cinema is you tend to get different sort of strands for it. You've got a more action-based cinema from the Philippines and Taiwan and Thailand and places like that. And then you have quite intense cinema from Korea and places like that, where they're often quite brutal stories. Japan has a history where, with its cinema, you've got the horror bits and stuff like that, but you've also got films that throw genres around. Shion Sono, for instance, in many of his films, it'll flip between 2 or 3 different genres within one movie. And what this does is similar, to a lesser extent, than something like, for instance, Love Exposure, which lasts 3 and a bit hours long, but it throws around about 4 or 5 different genres. This is very much a zombie film, but it does throw you into a zombie film, and it throws you into a zombie comedy film, and then you've almost got this kind of network-esque procedural thing going on as well at the same time, which is really amusing. But all of them have their own sort of separate little charms. But I was really quite taken with it, to be honest. I think all 3 of us will have said it now. It is a hell of a lot of fun, and like you say, as an audience, I think even watching it, you were saying there, Bex, if this was playing York, I would go and see it, and I would really hope there was a really busy audience, because I'd spend as much of my time just sort of looking around, going, just looking for people's faces at certain bits, and it's one that I'll watch again, because
definitely.
And we rewatch a lot, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
But we tend to rewatch foreign cinema less than we will do British language, English language cinema.
Yeah.
Just because of basically because of my eyes and my eyesight. If I'm really tired, I struggle to read subtitles.
Your eyes go in different directions.
Yeah, they do. So I have that. So
not all the time, everyone. It's not like all the time, cross-eyed.
But like 11 o'clock at night, I'm less likely to put something on with subtitles than what is it. But yeah, I definitely will rewatch it. It's an incredible amount of fun, and it's really, to say it's a bunch of amateur cast, I actually think that within the realms of the film, the acting's actually really quite good.
Yeah, it is. It's really difficult, actually, like once you get into the flow of talking about it, to keep it spoiler-free, because there's bits that I keep thinking, oh, God, what about this bit? Oh, I can't mention it.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it when... Oh.
This is how other podcasts deal with spoilers.
Really?
It's really difficult, isn't it?
It is difficult, yeah.
The director's wife might be the MVP for me.
Oh, absolutely.
Like on constantly.
yeah, like that is, and just the scene early on where it's like, what are your hobbies? It's like,
oh yeah,
what hobby? What do you mean? It's like, well, I like self-defense, and then she just breaks out into that routine, and like just how that arc goes through the course of the film is incredible.
It is. There's a moment where you just hear from the background the word "pump," and you know exactly what's just happened.
Yeah,
it's really. I mean, the writing on it's really clever.
The whole thing
to loop it round as many times as it does, and to keep everything and to explain things the way that it does.
The way all the pieces fit together.
It's really clever.
It's a very weirdly. It's a very ambitious project to make for $27,000, which I think, I'm going to go out and say, I'm pretty sure it wasn't $27,000 around about that. That was the same amount of dollars that it cost to make Clerks.
I don't know.
I think it's around about that. I think they're very similar in terms of costings.
Different timings, isn't it?
It is different timings, and it's a different type of movie. But yeah, it's a... Yeah, I had a great deal of fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's... I don't know. We talk about a lot of kind of hyped up horror films on this show and hyped up films in general, and a lot of the time I'm not quite seeing what everyone is seeing here, but with this, it's really, really hard not to have a smile on your face for a good long portion of the runtime. And I mean, it's not scary, but it's not trying to be scary. It's doing something different, and it's technically ambitious with the one cut stuff. But also just conceptually, it is really it's surprising. There is a moment in this film, probably about 35 minutes in, when something happens, and you do just think, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah,
and and from there, it turns into something else, and it's interesting. I will say maybe like the 10-15 minutes there where it's kind of setting things up for the rest of the film, I wasn't quite as engaged, but then when it goes back to the original location, I was fully back in again.
I can see that, the logic behind that, yeah. I didn't have the problem with that, but I can see why
fair enough.
Why people could. It goes on a bit of a different thread, I think, that it needs for the second.
And that's the thing. It does need it, and I think going back and watching it again, I don't think I'd have that problem because I know what's happening.
But it slowed the pace down a little bit for you while you were watching it.
I think on a first time watch, I think that's fair to say. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think it did. Yeah, I can agree with that. Within the watching sphere, I think I was thinking that a little bit myself, to be honest. I mean, what I'll say there is, I'm definitely not shit. I'll be honest with, because in a couple of weeks' time we'll be doing our best of 2018. Because of the way we do it, we leave ourselves a little bit of wiggle room, don't we? We don't.
Yeah, it's like as long as it comes out in the UK by mid-January, or by the time we record the podcast, then we consider it. Yeah,
we're not slaves to the. Oh, can I put it in that? You know, when you've got people like Empire and The Guardian have the favourite in their top 25 movies, and it only came out on January the 1st. Technically, they shouldn't have been able to do that, but they did. So fuck it. We can break rules. We don't believe in time. Fuck that shit. Well, I'm definitely not sure. It might even trouble my top 10.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. Yeah.
Definitely not shit. And it does get a digital release, I believe, at the end of the month. But, brilliant. One of the extras on the Blu-ray is a POM TV instructional video.
That's amazing.
That is just... I might actually buy the video just for that.
Yeah.
Right, there's a GoPro version. What the fuck is that? Like, is that what it says on the tin?
I really hope it is.
Hang on, I need to find out some more detail on this.
Interested in that.
GoPro, a 38-minute long thing.
So that's the...
Is what I will just say. Yeah.
I know what that is then.
Yeah. Good stuff. And yeah, it comes out 28th of January on Blu-ray, DVD, and digitally.
Cool. Our audience poll on this. Definitely not shit. 86%.
Fantastic.
Touching cloth, 0%.
Yeah.
Shit, 0%.
Yeah.
And Geostorm, 14%.
Yeah, I can kind of see that, I suppose.
I can kind of see where people would genre-wise come up with Geostorm for this, certainly, yeah.
I'm just going to have to say, if the distributor listens to this, yes, that's our rating scale.
Yes,
Geostorm being so, like, basically so bad it's good, but 87% are saying definitely not shit.
Which is really high.
Which is the high praise of this podcast.
Yeah.
The thing is, this is one of the few films where I would urge anybody, especially given the circumstances of its Amazon Prime release, anyone that's seen it for free, give it a bit of support when it comes out. Yeah,
and what I will say, it does sound like, what is it? We are genuinely not just doing this because we've been sent something free.
No.
But I've dealt with previously Third Window Films. They do a lot of really good stuff, you know. In an age where companies like streaming services are swallowing up a lot of this, we do need these companies to out there.
I will, just to give you a bit of background, because it's like we don't usually review things that distributors send us, but basically I felt really bad on Monday morning once I read about what happened, and I DM'd the distributor saying, I feel really bad about this. What, you know, is there any, like, I co-host a podcast, it's small, but we can try. Because at first I was like, do you have any kind of like almost like radio ad type stuff that we can play on the show? And, you know, they're a small distributor, so they don't, and fair enough. But the gentleman I was DMing with offered to send a screener link. Or at least, do you know what, I assume it's awful. I assume it's a gentleman. It may not be. And I feel really bad because it may not be. And if it's not, I apologise. But they offered just...
A non-denominational person.
Yeah. So apologies. But they offered to send a screener link. And, you know, so I wouldn't have done that if I didn't like the film. I wouldn't have reached out and said, how can I help, if I was then going to review the film and go, do you know what, actually, no, it was a bit shit.
Yeah.
Let's be fair, by that point, hadn't you? So...
Sorry?
You'd already seen it by that point.
No, yeah, exactly. And I, to be honest, I kind of figured you guys were going to enjoy it. So, you know, that's it. It's like, yes, you know, in a way, this is a commercial for One Cut of the Dead, but it's also one where we're not getting anything from it. Morally, I feel a bit better. But you know, in terms of, I just, it's good karma all the way round, I think, hopefully. And if it gets, even if it sells an extra couple of tickets, I'll say mission accomplished.
Exactly.
You know, so One Cut of the Dead is definitely not shit from us. And, you know, go and see it in the cinema because it's a fun time. If you'd rather buy it digitally or on DVD or Blu-ray, you'll have a perfectly good time at home. And it sounds like it's Blu-ray only, I think, that's got the extras, but by the looks of it. But they look fun.
Yeah. So if you're toying between the idea of Blu-ray and what is it, trust me, you're going to want to watch at least two of those features.
Straight up. Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, that's got to be a record. Only 20 minutes in, shots exchanged.
Christ.
The old man looks rattled.
Oh, I told my mum about David.
Oh, yeah, what'd she say?
Bit blank. I don't know why I bother, really.
Help me. I am helping by not helping.
No, it's not helping. That is just not helping.
Yeah, the rooms are nice.
Oh, we haven't looked at ours yet.
Helping you, but helping the situation.
I'm sorry, I don't follow that.
Oh, God.
Right, so on to our second feature review film. I'm gonna go for this one. So I believe it premiered on. Is it on iPlayer? I think. Happy New Year, Colin Burstead.
So it was on BBC Two on Sunday the 30th, and now it's on iPlayer for a year.
It's on iPlayer for a year, yeah. So this is, I think, is this BBC's first sort of foray into doing a film that they're not releasing in the cinema, they're essentially releasing straight away as a streaming service, I suppose.
Yeah,
their platform as a TV channel to show it as well.
Yeah, it was self-financed by Ben Wheatley's production company, Rook Films, if I remember correctly. And it was a really good interview with him on the Empire podcast last week, I think it was, the week before, where he was super honest and was like, look, BBC said they'd like to buy it and do this stuff, and I figured I'm going to have a lot of people hopefully watching this film on TV as it goes out, and then all year on iPlayer, versus maybe, you know, it earns a few thousand playing theatrically on a few screens in the across the UK. You know, and he's like, I am fine with this. You know, it's on BBC. More people are going to watch this film in the day it comes out on TV than are probably going to watch it in its theatrical run.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and it's like, fair play. The man has his eyes open, and that's nothing about the quality of the film. It's just the state of the industry, and fair fucking play to him.
What I'll say, Colin, Happy New Year, Colin Burstead. Stars, directed by Ben Wheatley.
Written by as well.
And written by him, yeah. Stars Neil Maskell, Joe Cole, Charles Dance, Sam Riley, Hayley Squires, Ashim Chowdhury, Mark Monero, Doom McChinnon, and a bunch of other quite sort of, recognisable. Sarah Baxendale, I believe, in it.
Yeah.
And a bunch of other sort of people where you go, that's that. It's a lot of British character actors, within there. Neil Maskell plays the titular Colin Burstead. It's essentially a family comedy / drama where Colin has, I'm going to go all spoilers all the time on this one, I think. Well, fuck it, we are. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, that's fine, that's fine.
He has rented a big stately home.
Yeah.
Kind of, not massive, it's not like fucking...
It's not Castle Howard, is it?
It's not Castle Howard, Brideshead Revisited fans.
Or York people.
It's not like a massive fucking, what is it? But it's a nice, good-sized home.
Good size.
Good size home.
Yeah.
He's rented that out for New Year so all his family can get together because they don't get together enough. It's established very quickly that that someone has invited David, played by Sam Riley, and that this is going to cause some kind of frictions, and also there's general kind of family frictions within all that as well, which we'll kind of get into. And it's the usual...
always at the magical time of year.
It is the magical time of year. And it's the usual thing of what happens in British drama and a lot of British life, actually, at Christmas and New Year. You're thrown together with family when you wouldn't normally see them throughout the year for certain reasons. And
alcoholic imbibe.
Forced to like them, forced to get on with them, interact with them, drink too much and then fall out and go away.
Don't speak for you.
And then wait for the next fucking year where you all go, what happened this year, then will it? And then fucking 4 weeks later when you don't even give you a come.
You can't say the C word.
I can say the fucking C word. So, what I will say here is, Ian, you've always been a Wheatley fan, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm out of the two of us. And I'm pretty sure out of the three of us, I am by far the biggest fan of Wheatley. Even though I will say, I liked High Rise and Free Fire, but I'm not nearly as much as I did his smaller work.
Whereas I liked Kill List. I really liked Down Terrace.
You didn't like High Rise.
I did like High Rise.
Did you?
Yeah, I did quite like High Rise.
Am I thinking of a different one?
I didn't like parts of High Rise.
You don't like the ABCs of Death?
That's pretty shit. And I didn't like A Film in England. I thought that was not very good. So, Ian, what do you think of Happy New Year, Colin Burstead? It's a bit of a... I saw an interview with Ben Wheatley, and he specifically said that he wanted to move away from making a genre pick for this one.
Yeah, and I mean, I think he's done that. You know, I think it's his best in a few years, for sure. It's this very... Yeah, there are just moments in it throughout that I thought just, like, ring really true. The decline of everything thanks to alcohol is just perfection. Like, in its depiction, I think. It's just absolutely on point.
A lot in this film.
Sorry?
Yes. A
lot of gin is drunk in this film.
Yeah, yeah. And I think it's a bit of a showcase for Neil Maskell in a way as well. You know, he's a guy who just kind of tends to crop up, and he's generally just the kind of like the heavier set bloke.
Yeah.
Even though, you know, he's got some good stuff to do in Kill List, and but whereas this, I think he's got a really interesting arc where he has to be pushed into trying to talk his brother into leaving after, and like everybody, like the energy is all just like, why the fuck is he coming? And it's almost like when he tells him to, a switch goes off in his head, and it's like something that he's been seething about for fucking years, but he's just not let himself actually kind of like deal with. Now he's being forced to deal with, and in doing so, even though he can't even say what he really wants to say, he alienates everybody, around him. Yeah. And then that sorry.
Yeah, because he's just so angry, isn't he? And
it's like it is like, you do think just watching it, like, fucking hell, like, he had to be talked into doing this, and now he's really fucking going off.
Yeah.
And then at the end, when it's kind of revealed why.
A bit of a gut punch, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And, yeah, just the way that's not really... They don't talk about it after. You know, the film's pretty much over at that point. Mm-hmm. And then just, like, the way that the family then kind of, like, come round, like, all gather around Sam Riley. Now he's the chosen one, and now Colin's kind of out of it. And the end there, where he's just fucking screaming into, like, the fucking sea. Like, I don't know, there was just, like, the emotional arc of him was something I wasn't expecting from the film for, like, the first hour. And I don't know, that really struck me. But then at the same time, at moments, I thought it was properly funny. And Sam Riley as well, just like the way that he's kind of sorry, but at the same time you can tell he's still a bit of a prick. Like, yeah. He's grown up, and he's got a long-term partner, but he's still a bit of a prick. I don't know. I thought it really... I thought it was really, really fucking good.
What do you think, Bex?
Yeah, I mean, about the same, really. It's more of a character study than anything else, isn't it? It's got elements of kind of kitchen sink drama stuff going on, but I know you hate that phrase, but it has got that kind of, that feel, that realism element to it, and it's very fucking bleak for a lot of it. They all hate each other. You're looking at it and you're thinking, my God, this is the kind of Christmas you would just, well, New Year's, you just absolutely want to avoid. But there's familiar points probably for most people, maybe not to the extreme that it goes to in the film, but the tensions that arise at a time of year where you feel almost obligated to have an amazing time, and then if it isn't living up to it, people get tense and people argue, and there's a lot of that, like I say, to a lesser extent. Colin's sort of progression from he's clearly sort of the big man in the family at the start. He's rented this place to essentially show off to his family what he can sort of do for them for New Year's under the guise of doing something nice for his mum, and eventually gets to the point at the end where he's like, do you know what, fuck them all. And that kind of, it's sad, but it's kind of clearly quite freeing for him. It's a good time is probably not the way to describe it. It's a very interesting watch and it's an entertaining watch, but there's bits of it that aren't very much fun to watch as well, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
It's quite uncomfortable at points.
Mark?
Finished cleaning your glasses?
Yes, I can clean my glasses. I think there's an argument to make that it's Ben Wheatley's best film.
Hey, nice.
It's like you say, the acting it's fantastic. It has big moments, but they don't feel out of context or out of the reality of the situation. So they don't get into a fist fight. They don't start throwing things at each other. There's not there's a bit where Assam Chowdhury is clearly thinking about killing himself, but he's not actually thinking about killing himself. He's just thinking about the act of killing himself.
Oh God, that bit where he's like, I was going to write a suicide note on my phone, but my battery died.
Yeah. And then she just goes, I thought you weren't going to kill yourself. He's like, well...
No.
Well,
no.
hang on. Are you 15? And there's moments like that, but it doesn't... There's no over-dramatic moment. There's just quite standard dramatic moments. A lot of shouting, people shouting at each other, which you get the thing that is the way that this family communicate, is by shouting at each other. And there are families out there that communicate by shouting at each other.
Did I imagine a bit where Colin gets rid of, is it Pamela? By essentially putting her in
the cupboard or whatever it was.
He puts her in a cupboard, yeah. And then one of the other members of staff that happens to know the family, kind of says, "Why are you in here?" But then that she kind of answers and says, "Well," by basically, and again I'm paraphrasing here, by basically saying, "Look, I know he has essentially shut me in a cupboard, but I think he did it. He didn't do it." Shut me in a cupboard to get me away from it. I think his heart was in the right place.
It's just like, he can be very persuasive. Yeah, sorry, Bex. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, and like I said, the acting's all pretty good. And the Colin turning around to his sister, who as the one who invited David to come, and essentially going, hang on a minute, you told him to fuck off already. You invited him, and they keep on just going, yeah, for Mum. But she doesn't even want to talk to him.
No.
And it seems like she's just done it because she wants the drama.
Yeah.
And then once all the drama goes off and people point a finger at her, she goes and hides away.
Yeah.
We
all know one of them as well.
Yeah. And then there's the mother character of, the fact that the guy whose house it is testing to see if that she could have actually fallen that way.
Oh, that is
and
so
working
funny.
out that she can't have fallen that way at all. Because if she tripped, she'd have gone forward. She wouldn't have fallen backwards.
Yeah.
Is a brilliant little moment in that. And he just keeps tripping over the step to see where he lands.
But the thing is, that's exactly what that character would be doing.
Yeah, it is. It is total true to that character. It's really true and it's to itself. But the Neil Nessel character getting so much adrenaline going that he has to go for a run to burn it off was also quite. I quite liked that.
Where are they going?
Yeah, but that was good. And then bringing the band back from the pub.
Yeah.
But in saying that, the Sam Riley moment where he gets there and he sees his ex struggling with the car and stops to ask if she needs any help. He never actually offers to help.
No, just will not start.
He basically says, "Do you want me to get somebody to come and help you?"
Mm.
And then just goes, "Well, it was nice to see you." After
she's just essentially like poured her heart out to it.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to see him. Fuck off now.
Yeah, he is like you say. He's clearly aware that he's a prick, And what he's done is he's gone there to act the big man, to kind of take the wind out of Colin's sails. And then once he does, that pisses Colin off the point where he goes, hang on a minute, why am I the shit here? He's the shit, but he's come here and made me look like the shit. Fuck this, I'm off.
Yeah.
And there's clearly a lot of kind of like unrealised tension there.
Yeah.
That isn't supposed to be there. And then you've got Charles Dance's character, who just starts dressing in women's clothing and putting makeup on halfway through it.
Yeah, living his best life.
And I love the fact that nobody mentions it. I thought, oh, is he about to, when he's reading off that thing, is this the first time he's done this and he's about to say this? Nope. Just what he does.
Yeah.
And they're all just cool with it. And that, which is how they should be. But it's nice that there's stuff like that there's no issue made of.
Yeah.
It feels like a real family. It's a really, really well made movie. I know in the interview that we watched, he was referencing Robert Altman and saying that he wanted to make an Altman-like movie. And it does feel quite Robert Altman. It also feels Hal Ashby-esque as well.
That's not a bad shout, that, yeah.
In terms of the way that it's less in terms of the interactions, more in terms of just the pacing of it all, the fact that it flows, and the fact that it's quite deep and quite dramatic. But it's all done with almost a jokey way, like the bit where he's just had an argument where the father character and Colin have had an argument outside, and they're all watching, and then he can't open the door and has to walk by them, and they all just go, "Shit, he's seen us."
Yeah.
There's just little pockets of little moments there. It's whenever you get something like this that arrives for essentially for free, because we pay for our TV license, but arrives for free. I think there's always a bit in the back of my mind that maybe this is probably not a good thing, that always says, if I watched that in a cinema, would I
be happy having paid for
it? Mm. Or would I feel a little bit gypped? Mm. And there's certain movies, often Netflix, but some have been on Prime, where I go, and I can see why that's there. Mm. But this, if I'd gone to see this at the cinema, if Ian would have made me go and watch this at the cinema, forced me to cover it because it's a new Ben Wheatley movie, I would have come out of it. I would have gone out going, fucking, and then I would have come out of it going, all right, fair enough, he's right.
Well, and you know what he's doing next?
Pardon?
You know what he's doing next?
Oh, what?
He's doing a remake of Rebecca for Netflix, starring Armie Hammer and Lily James.
Oh, you see, I'm very... I'm actually quite excited for that now.
Like, fucking... Like, that man... Like, he marches to the beat of his own fucking drum. Like, I don't know. I have a lot of respect for Ben Wheatley. He just fiercely does exactly what he wants to do, and he alone. He doesn't make any for them. And, I mean, when he does, it's adverts.
Or episodes of...
Or maybe episodes of Doctor Who, even though then again, he said he did that just to kind of get back into the swing of things. And it's like, okay, he kind of saw it as more an exercise than anything else, but he enjoyed doing it. So, I don't know. I've got a lot of time for the guy, and the fact, I think it was the first one that he actually wrote solo as well. Because I believe Amy Jump, he usually writes with, or he directs her stuff, and it's I don't know. I thought it was very, very keenly observed. It's funny. It's dramatic. I would love to see a fucking follow up, maybe at like Uncle Bertie's funeral or something.
Yeah, I'd happily watch a follow up to this because although I think all the characters feel developed enough, there are some that I wish we could have spent a little more time with.
Sure. Yeah. No. Absolutely. Yeah.
So I'm definitely not shit.
Definitely not shit.
Yeah. Our audience poll, however, definitely not shit. 58%. Touching cloth 17%.
Okay.
Shit 8%.
Okay.
And Geostorm 17%.
How is this so bad it's good? That's fascinating.
That is a little bit. Yeah, odd one, but fair enough. Fair enough. People have spoke.
I could see why people wouldn't get on with it.
Yeah, I can see why people would go with it. It's a certain type of movie. But I happen to really like that type of movie.
A geostorm.
Yeah, it's not a geostorm, no. But it's helped with the fact that it's 93 minutes long.
It's not a type of film I normally like, though.
No, it's not a type of film you normally like. I'm more inclined to that kind of thing than you are. So,
bleak British drama fucking movies tend to...
But I don't usually like British dramas, do I?
No.
I don't like overtly British things.
No.
It's a little bit Brexit, isn't it?
It is a bit British.
But this wasn't.
Remember the rapids? Remember I told you about the rapids? Well, they're close. It is very dangerous, and there's only one way for me to navigate through them. Somebody has to look.
I'll look.
No, I will decide, okay? I will decide. Just give me a second.
Bird Box, or should we do some what we've been watching?
It's up to you. You're steering.
Okay, let's do Bird Box. So, Bird Box, the Netflix film. Is it a Netflix original or is it they buy it? I think they bought it. I said they bought it. Directed by Suzanne Bier and stars Sandy Bullock.
Sandy B.
And who else has it got in it? Trevor Rhodes, John Malkovich, Jackie Weaver is in there, BD Wong, Tom Hollander, Sarah Paulson, music by Trevor Reznor and Atticus Ross.
That baddie man, Gary, you recognised him?
Tom Hollander, I've just said
Did
that. Yeah, I literally just said that just then.
All right, I'm listening.
Well, that does not bode well. We're an audio thing. One of the hosts can't even be asked to listen to her own husband.
I'm more interested in what Ian's got to say, to be honest.
Thank you.
Oh, shit.
I already know what you fucking thought of it, don't I?
It's based on a very popular novel.
Popular novel?
Well, I know it's based on a novel, I don't know how popular it is. No one fucking good on it, for all I know. But I believe it is quite popular, by Josh Malloran. Well, right, we're all spoilers all the time. Fuck it, it's Bird Box, you've already seen it. Sandra Bullock plays Mallory, a artist.
Yeah, why not?
Well, she isn't she? She's playing shit.
Yeah.
Don't fucking try and fucking gaslight me.
I'm not gaslighting you.
And she is with child at the beginning of the movie.
Yes, she is.
What? What's wrong with that?
I don't know. Well, at the beginning of the movie, she's not, is she?
Well, no, she has two children at the beginning of the movie. And they're going down a river. And she's very stern.
She is very stern.
She's mildly erotic. And so, what?
Nothing.
So, yeah, but then, you're fucking at my fucking synopsis here.
Sorry.
And then we flash back years before previous, and she's with child.
She's an artist with child, there we go.
Child, yeah.
Okay.
And has Sarah Paulson and her low slung ponytail, which she seems to be rocking all over movies now.
You leave Sarah P and a low slung pony alone.
No one likes a low slung pony. It's a fucking shitty
It's not a strong look.
It's not a strong look. No, it's not 1972. Get over it. So, yeah. And weird shit starts happening and people start killing themselves.
Weird shit
starts happening. And it would appear like if you see the weird shit, it makes you see and hear weird shit and kill yourself. We see a woman getting a burning car, we see Sarah Paulson drives her car off a fucking, what is it? And there's just all manner of mentalness. And Sandra Bullock ends up in a house with a bunch of people, as they all are the survivors and try to work out what's going on here.
Very angry John Malkovich is there.
And just John Malkovich.
Is he always angry?
It's just John Malkovich. John Malkovich, they have to be shooting the house next to it, and John Malkovich just believed it all.
Do you reckon he really was suing BD Wong?
Yeah, he really is.
Yeah?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, sorry.
Went around there to argue about it and got caught up in a film set.
He is. Now, BD Wong right now keeps on hiding from John Malkovich now because he thinks he's dead.
Yeah.
So he stopped suing him.
That'd blow his mind, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I had to point out to Mark that BD Wong plays a character in the new American Horror Story with a very funny name of Baldwin Pennypacker.
That's a very, very good name.
It's a good name. He's a wizard.
I bet is Zachary Quinto still in that?
No.
Good.
No, he's not.
I don't like him. He's a right serial advert of an actor, isn't he?
A what?
He's a right serial advert of an actor.
I don't even know what that means, but it's funny.
Ian, Bird Box. What did you think?
Well, Bird Box is 2 hours of misery porn, isn't it? Like, it's hard work. It's effective, but it's hard work. Even though it probably wasn't for you, Mark, like, because you love, like, kids in danger, so it was probably a treat. It's just weird that Bird Box is a thing. Like,
well, it wasn't, was it? It was a right slow starter, and then people started. It's Twitter that saved Bird Box. We've been reading loads of shit about it recently. People started making memes of stuff from it, like dragging a kid through fucking forest practically by their arms off the ground, and stuff like that. And it's just caught fire. Like, pretty much everyone has fucking seen it.
I don't know. Like, my office isn't one that really like talks about films and stuff like that. But it just, the people are talking about it. It's very, 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 very weird. Just because it's, we were talking to Mike on the boy chat, and he was saying that it's like this whole kind of like endurance test thing that people seem to get into with TV shows and films now. And yeah, I mean, I think this is a case in point. It's just a film that is really, really fucking miserable, but people love how miserable it is and then talking about how miserable it is. From a filmmaking point of view, I think that it manages to keep up the tension very well for quite sustained periods of time. But I also felt like the film had no point, and the ending is fucking ridiculous. Like, it's like, well, we gotta leave people on a high, so what are we gonna do? We're just gonna do this, like, fucking artificial sweetener of a high, where it's like, it's supposed to have that great taste, but there's just something not right about it. I'll tell you what's not fucking right about it. Right, okay, there's a load of blind people. What about all the people that can see? Right, yeah, the birds are going to fucking help them. Why haven't the birds helped anybody else? And there's birds flying around here, and it kind of looks like it's kind of outside-ish, and yet the people who see are fine?
But there's a roof.
There isn't a roof.
There is a roof.
It's not a real roof.
It's like netting.
Fucking canopy.
Canopy, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a canopy. There's not a roof.
Well, they can't get in.
They can. Through a canopy. Of course you can.
No, you don't know what that canopy's made of. It might be glass. It might be a glass
It's not
roof.
glass.
You don't know that.
It's some kind of hessian material.
You don't fucking know that.
If it's glass, right, how the fuck have vines grown through it?
The vines are growing under the glass.
Oh, nah. Also, one thing that hasn't really been mentioned, that scene where, like, it's the first person who's kind of like turned, hasn't killed himself but turned in the shop, and it drags the Charlie guy in with him, right? They say, oh, he's a bit weird, but he's never done anything to me. He's a nice guy. And then later on, it's revealed that if you're already a little bit bad or something, then this thing will make you, like, want to make people kill themselves. So are we saying then, because it's implied in the supermarket scene that essentially the guy is maybe mentally ill or a bit slow. So Are we implying then that slow people are evil?
A little bit. It would appear so. It is. It's one of those things where it's just fucking. It's shaming stupid people.
Yeah, it's like
It doesn't say that he's stupid. It doesn't say that he's slow. It just says that he's a bit weird.
He's a bit
that
weird.
Could be
but no,
a bit.
He means he's weird, and he's weird, and he collects trolleys at a supermarket.
But all the other people.
But weird could be hurt small animals. Weird.
I do not hurt small.
But he says, but he was always nice to me. It's implied that he's a good person. So then all the other people, like Tom Hollander and whatnot, it's implied that they're all bad people.
Yeah. That is.
So, but I don't.
By the fact that you cast Tom Hollander, you're implying he's a bad person.
I mean, that whole fucking thread. Like, where it's just like, shit, we need to kill off a lot of people quickly. What do? I don't know, have a crazy Brit.
Yeah, Tom Hollander, he'll do it.
And then,
I got decimated real quick.
Yeah.
fucking Olympia.
Well, don't get me started on that.
I mean, poor bloody Jackie Weaver.
Yeah.
Like, fucking... didn't she win the Oscar for Animal Kingdom?
She did, I think. Yeah, I'm sure. Yes, she did, because she won ahead of Melissa Leo, who took out that big ad campaign for herself.
Oh, no, do you know what? No, Melissa Leo won that. Jackie Weaver was nominated, right. She's nominated for Animal Kingdom, and now, bless her, she just seems okay with just popping up in smaller roles in other films. And maybe that's just a statement of the industry. But I remember she's in The Disaster Artist. She plays the woman who plays the mother in The Room.
Yeah.
And she's in a couple of scenes. It's like, it's Jackie Weaver. They've got her in for That's weird.
I think I remember seeing an interview with Jackie Weaver about this. And she basically said, I spent 30 years not being able to get roles. It's the Sam Jackson thing.
Yeah,
I spent years not being able to get roles. I've only got a certain amount of years before I'm not going to be able to get roles because I'm dead. I'm going to take everything that I want to make. So if it makes me laugh, makes me cry, makes me scared, or gets any form of my interest, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, all right. I fair enough then. I don't know. It just...
pretty good hit rate, actually.
It just feels like she was wasted.
Oh, she's wasting most things that she's not in a lot because she's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked quite a bit. What do you guys think?
Do you want to go first or want me to go first? You go first. I'm hosting.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
I don't get the misery element of it. I don't think it's any more miserable, really, than any kind of survival horror-y type movie. Like, it's no more miserable than... I don't know, I had a really good example of something that was quite similar. I can't remember what it was now. But any kind of zombie survival movie is very similar. It's hiding and then trying to get somewhere safe. And
my only thing is the fact that this film is becoming such a thing with people, and it almost feels like what people... It's like when The Walking Dead was big as well, and it's like just because of like fucking how bleak it is. I think it's the state of the world today that I'm just like, I really don't need to see this on screen for 2 hours and just people perpetually running away from things and things dwindling and then maybe being a glimmer of hope at the end. Like, I need something more hopeful than that at the moment. And, I don't see what Bird Box has to say about that other than plot.
I don't know. I mean, the example that I thought of before, by the way, was The Mist. It's a hell of a lot less miserable than The Mist.
Yeah, I can see that. Actually, I can see that.
At least this one's got a happy ending with a roof.
That kind of a roof. Not really a roof. More of a terracing. But
what I didn't understand was...
The Mist has got a sense of humour, sorry.
You are?
The Mist has got a sense of humour.
Yeah, there's not much funny bits in this.
I disagree.
Although the bit where she grabs the nightie amused me.
Yeah, well, there you go. I can play all the ones, but I will in a minute. Carry on.
And the bit where the boy's like, I'll do it, I'll look. No, I'll decide.
No,
then she just kept looking at the girl. Eh?
The girl who says it, the boy hardly talks.
The boy says, I'll look, when she's asking him about looking.
I think that's her who says it, the girl says it.
No, it's not.
I think it is. Carry on.
And clearly she wants it to be the girl. Because she clearly doesn't like her.
Try either.
I did enjoy the ultimate fuck you to Olympia as well. When she was like, at the start, she's like, oh, if it's a girl, I'm going to call it Ariel or...
Oh, yeah.
In Olympia. Love that.
Well...
Even if she called it Ella, like the Cinderella name, that would have been, like, at least honouring its mother's wishes.
She sounded like giving a shit about that.
Nah. I'm not giving you a stupid name. Well, Olympia's a pretty stupid name.
Yeah, it is.
No, I liked it in the same way I like any kind of survival movie like this. I like The Mist, I like Dawn of the Dead, I like these kind of movies where there's peril and they've got to get somewhere. It was exciting, and when they were driving, when they were driving to the supermarket, it's just a speed bump. Oh my god.
It's not. It's heads.
It was a head. Yeah. Yeah, I think it is bleak because it's the type of movie it is bleak, but ultimately it's about the journey, man, and the journey's fun. It's an interesting movie to watch.
The journey. Well, not fun.
Well, it's fun to watch, though.
Oh, it's fun to watch. Fair
Yeah.
enough. 5 minutes fun for that.
No, it's not. It's not like a hike.
It's not.
No.
I
think that's all I've got to say really on it. I really enjoyed it, and I didn't find it that miserable. And it's got a happy ending because there's a roof.
There's some vines. Yeah, I like Ian says, like Ian predicted, I didn't get the misery aspects of it. It's not, I don't know, it's not a laugh riot, but it is, in comparison to something like The Road, it's almost homeward bound in its joviality. So yeah, the Road is the one that I would sort of compare it to in saying for the sense of misery, and The Road is a fucking bleak and miserable movie.
Why do they leave the fucking storage place?
Why do they leave the storage fucking place? Yeah,
still gets me now.
Yeah, it is.
Stay in the fucking can storage place.
Well, but when you put Cormac McCarthy and John Hillcoat together and go, we have this story, you know it's going to be fucking bleak.
Yeah.
You look at
Fair
it going,
point.
God, this is going to be fucking. Cormac McCarthy his rating's bleak, and John Hillcoat is a bleak man. What else can we do? Oh, we're going to get Nick Cave to score it, or Warren Ellis to score it. Jesus, but so this isn't that. It's got more in, it clearly is taking beats from genre films. So you've got a bit of Dawn of the Dead-esque bits in it with the supermarket, and then you've got a little bit of The Mist, I think, thrown in there. You could claim that for sure. You've also got a little bit of This Is the End, the Seth Rogen, and what is it, comedy? I think it's one of them.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you do. So there's a bit of that as well. I imagine that Tom Holder did fucking just jerk off over all of that fucking place in the style of, what's his name?
Craig Robinson.
No, it's the other one. It was just the shitty choral adverts over here.
Oh,
Danny McBride. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
So there's that, yeah. So, parallels. I enjoyed how much of a bitch Sandy B was. I like the fact that she didn't give the children names, just called them boy and girl.
Even though I've got to say, I would argue that they set up the whole she's a bit of a bitch and she only calls them boy and girl, but in the time spent with the kids in like the house before they go, she seems pretty happy with them. And there's
I think she's more happy with him than she is them. I don't think she like.
I don't know. I didn't get that sense. And it just it does seem like they formed this nice unit, and then as soon as they're out on the road, I mean, I understand why she's being cold, but the whole calling them boy and girl, I know it's like she didn't really want the baby, but there's not enough. I don't think there's enough time with the kids to actually establish that she doesn't like them.
No, I think they're kind of going for kind of. She's emotionally distancing herself until they're safe, which is why obviously she gives them their names when they get to the school for the blind. If she's worried that she's going to lose them and that would be too upsetting, then that would explain, I suppose, why she's created that distance, I guess.
Yeah, it that's the thing. It just the film. It just there wasn't enough of the connective tissue there for me for it to really click. I mean, if you're into the atmosphere and the tension, as it sounds like you were, Bex, and then I think you would enjoy it a lot more. I appreciate the filmmaking because the actual direction I think is perfectly good, and Suzanne Bier is not one known for tension, even though I thought it was interesting that Alexander Witt did the second unit direction. I mean, he's directed films before, and so maybe the action-y stuff she wasn't as responsible for, maybe. But whatever, I thought she managed to sustain the depression for an awful lot of it. And I've got to say, like, the initial everything going to shit, I thought was really well staged. I was into this film for about the first 45 minutes or so, and then when it settled down into, like, the next 45, and it was just like, people are going to get picked off one by one, then I think I fell out of it.
Yeah, I can see that. Once as soon as both of them start going to labour, it was a little bit, fucking hell. That's when it started to lose it a little bit for me. You've got John Malkovich's character there. If he wanted to get out of that room that much and enough that he knew that there was bad shit going down, all they had to do was break a little fucking window.
Yeah, straight up. That frustrated. Like, literally thought exactly the same. You could fucking get out of there if you wanted to.
Yeah, you could quite easily. I don't think one of the best scenes in the whole film was the little back and forth that they have.
Bullock, yeah.
Him and Sandra Bullock have when they've just been to the store, and they're basically, he's basically, and he rides around me like that, and he's like, wow, was he devilishly handsome too? And they're having that, and he's very well aware that he's a fucking arsehole. But she's also quite aware that she's actually a dick as well. And they're bouncing off each other. They're the two people who are going, right, I don't have the optimism that these people have here. I don't believe all this is fine. We are essentially waiting to die.
Yeah, because I will say, I thought the fact they do kind of seem to set up that Malkovich is just going to resent Bullock because essentially his wife got killed because of her, and I like the way that he has that heart-to-heart with her, in like cynical heart-to-heart, and then that bit's kind of over, and then they kind of learn to respect each other more, and it's just the situation. Yeah, I mean, I thought Malkovich did quite a lot with a fairly generic type, but he seemed to give it his all, and Bullock's good. I mean, the cast are decent. I thought Tom Hollander, just when he went full mental, took me out of it, because I thought it was quite cartoonish. Like he's kind of all bug-eyed and just kind of like, I'm gonna do a creepy quiet voice, and don't you want to see outside? Don't you want to see how marvellous it is? It's just like, nah, mate, like, no, just fuck off.
He did get a little bit kiddie catcher.
Yeah. That was it. Even though, again, like the whole kind of like give me a baby, and just like the whole kind of like trying to get the kid to see, like that's fucking unnerving. Like in that's unnerving. But then his performance did take me out of it and go, oh, just fucking calm down.
Yeah, I thought the worst bit of that, like rather than him trying to get the kids, was when he fucking forces Jackie Weaver's eyes open. You're like, no, just like, roll your eyes up in your head. Just do something.
Yeah. Even though the pregnant lady just fucking running out of the window was pretty good.
Yeah, that was alright, yeah.
That was good because it meant she was dead.
Yeah.
I mean, that even though that's the thing, I say good in the way that watching that as a GIF out of context could be quite funny in the future.
Yeah. I very much didn't like her character.
No.
As soon as she came in and started and got up in the air, I was like, oh, God, they're all fucking Disney princesses.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate you.
Oh, you're one of those.
You're one of those people. You're a fucking idiot.
Even though she was quite fuck me, I'm defending it now. I mean, she's quite self-aware, and she says, like, I had everything handed on to me on a plate, and, now I'm stuck. And it's almost like, the fact that she says, like, you promise me you'll look after her, because she knows she's fucked at some point. Like, she knows she's not long for this world.
Yeah. I can see that, but it's still... Then you've got Sandra Bullock, like, they're like the yin and the yang of it, all the whole fucking thing. Sees all the bleakness and the darkness and like that. I didn't like the fact she had the kids' names at the end. I would have liked if she literally just went, oh, what these are with a boy and girl, and she went, oh, shit, fucking yours, now I'm off over here. Fucking shower. That was the bit that annoyed me most.
Your bitch has got any coffee.
Oh, do you want to come and play with the other kids? No, give them a fucking shower. Give them a fucking shower. I bet they fucking stink. No. And Sandra Bullock's just got all fucking shit all around and like that. All right, here's some fresh clothes. But come over here. No, can I have a fucking shower?
And I liked as well that those fresh clothes were your standard post-apocalyptic, raggy-looking clothes.
Yeah, they were all earthy colours.
Yeah, like
the clothes that are left look like they were weaved by hippies.
I mean that last 5 minutes just and when the doctor just randomly there as well. Like
I said to Becky that there's clearly going to be somebody she knows here. So who is it going to be? And everyone else has died, so it had to be. Then the doctor comes out and she's like, "Oh, Mallory, is that you?" It's like almost like you felt like she was going to go, fuck it, the doctor, or do I just go back outside and go, nope, I'm going to go back outside now?
I did like a bit, she asked the kids their names though, and they were like, I'm boy, I'm girl, and Doctor's face was like, what?
Really?
Okay.
Yeah. But it was obviously like a nice wraparound. And then, of course, you've got the thing about the fact that there's the things could quite easily get in because there's no roof.
There is a roof. There is.
Yeah, Bird Box 2 would be...
You are?
Bird Box, the post-credits scene should literally be just everybody dead.
Yeah, apart
the big hole in the vine.
Apart from one dead blind kid going, Gary? Bob?
Gary's Tom Holland, though. He doesn't want him there.
Well, don't come and call Gary. He's in the third second going,
because the blind people don't be alive.
Hello? No, that's not all of them.
Why?
Some are faking it.
Are they?
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe some of them are partially sighted.
Fuck
Maybe they'd just be, like, partially dead.
And
nice.
That would have worked. They'll run out of food at some point.
Well, yeah.
Bullshit. So, Bird Box, what do you think, rating-wise?
To be honest, definitely not shit. I think there's enough in it to... I respect what the film does and the fact that it works for people, and I can see how it does, but it's just like, it's not for me. But that's not to say that it's shit, because I don't think it is.
Yeah, definitely not shit for me. I like... But it very much follows a very similar pattern to a lot of other survival horror movies. But then I think that those particular survival horror movies don't necessarily get made as much anymore because they feel cliched. It's nice to see a new one, is what I would say. And I enjoyed it. I think the acting was good. I'd like Sarah Paulson to have been in it for a bit longer because I quite like her.
I like Sarah Paulson, and I fully respect the fact that she is partnered up with a lady who is like 30 years her senior.
Yeah.
I love that about Sarah Paulson. Good, and also that photo of her standing beside Madonna never fails to make me laugh when I think about it. Have you guys ever seen that?
No.
Just
literally stood next to her going and literally just mouthing with Madonna.
Yeah, Becky, no, like, just seriously, Google Sarah Paulson Madonna. I bet you it's the first image.
Hang on.
So let's see. But I'm definitely not shit in the sense that, yeah. But...
that is good.
It's definitely not shit. I won't watch it again, but I still maintain that Sandra Bullock is an actress where she can make anything watchable.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it is so underappreciated how charismatic a screen presence she is.
Mm. Yeah.
And also, I got to say the fact that this has inspired the hashtag Bird Box Challenge. I'm kind of hoping, like, Darwinism will kick in, and we might at least get rid of a few really stupid fucking people.
What's Bird Box Challenge?
It's like people challenging themselves to like do mundane things blindfolded, and Netflix have had to put out a statement warning people not to do it.
Fucking hell.
Wow.
Riding a scooter and climbing an escalator and stuff like that, and it's like literally Netflix US tweeted out earlier today, can't believe I have to say this, but please do not hurt yourselves with the Bird Box challenge. We don't know how this started and we appreciate the love, but boy and girl have just one wish for 2019 is that and it is that you not end up in hospital due to memes.
Fuck.
Wow.
Do you know what that is? Do you know what fault that is? It's people on fucking YouTube and Instagram thinking they're going to get famous by doing something stupid.
Yeah.
Like, fucking seriously, let's just get rid of a few stupid fucking people then.
Yeah.
You know, like, you're going to do that, you make your own fucking bed.
Yeah. Our audience votes, definitely not shit, 56%. Touching cloth, 25%. Shit, 13%. And Geostorm, 6%.
20th Century Fox would like you to meet the Furbo family. Dave.
Once released from this prison, I, much like my reptilian brother, the pterodactyl, shall fly high above my problems.
Alvin.
Excuse me. The sign says take a pen, not take all the pens.
Bill.
Look at that abandoned car. It's my car. Oh.
Their ma.
Beautiful dreamer.
Hey, Edna, how would you like to ride in the trunk of the car?
Edna, are we sleeping together? I think not.
One big temptation.
Forget it.
Forget what?
There's no money in the vault.
And what have we here?
$275,000.
One brilliant plan.
All right! This is a robbery! All right, who's got the key? Raise your hand. Oh.
Do you boys really want to do this?
Absolutely!
But on Christmas Eve, it doesn't seem right.
One huge mistake.
I just did what the map said. I made 4 lefts.
4 lefts? Is that Sarko, you idiot?
Robbing the bank was easy.
Oh my God, are you okay?
No, we're not dead, if that's what you mean.
Why don't you come join my family and me for a wonderful Christmas dinner by the fire?
But surviving the nicest little town in the world.
Here we are.
That's the hard part.
Come on in. I just robbed these people. I don't want to get to know them, all right?
If you don't give me that money, I'm going to throw your mother out the window.
All right, love you too.
Do you need any money?
No, we've taken more than our share already.
20th Century Fox presents the story of 3 brothers looking to get out of paradise.
Is there a bus or a train?
Any way they can. Nicolas Cage.
I'm getting this feeling that you're not telling me something.
John Lovitz.
Yeah, what this feeling you're getting is paranoia.
Dana Carvey.
Come on, let's just go.
Trapped in paradise.
Don't aggravate the old witch.
I wish I was a witch. I'd shove my broomstick right up your...
Ian, what have you been watching this week other than the movies we discussed?
Probably haven't got that much more, to be fair. Let me bring up my list. Yes, I mean, as I mentioned earlier on, I rewatched Ocean's 8, which is a good deal of fun, that. Yeah, I mean, it was fun in the cinema, it's fun at home, it's a good time. There's a few... It did come up this time just how many of them managed to get jobs in the places they need to be in with ease.
Yeah.
Like, Sarah Paulson just ends up working for Vogue, and she ends up being one of the people who plan the party, and you know, Kate Blanchett is fucking the sous chef and it's like, how is this all happening now? But yeah, I will say though, the what's her name, Mindy Kaling, when she's in the bathroom like analysing the diamonds, and the diamond analysis kit is in the baby change unit. That's fucking amazing. I don't know, there's something about, like, she just pulls down the baby change and there's all this stuff. It tickled me, and, you know, maybe that's just me. Only other thing I've got is Christopher Robin. So, directed by Mark Forster.
It wasn't me. Wasn't me. I've been accused of this before.
You just copycat, haven't you?
Apparently I am, yeah. After that girl who I still message occasionally on Facebook to remind her that I'm not Mark Forster. After she friended me on Facebook, and then when I hit,
oh, that's right.
I thought it was somebody I knew, and just went, okay, and then she fucking sent me a direct message, essentially telling me off for not being Mark Forster and leading her on. I was like, anyway, you requested me.
Do you remember on the IMDb message board as well?
Yeah, loads of people. They might still be up, actually.
Don't fucking look at this guy's profile. He's not the real Mark Forster. I'm not fucking claiming to be.
That's brilliant. So, Mark Forster and his editor, the wonderfully named Matt Shizay, but it's spelled cheese. It's a film, is Christopher Robin. Ewan McGregor plays the eponymous Christopher Robin, who basically learns to forget about Pooh and instead goes to work in the city. And he's got a wife and he's got a kid, but he's kind of ignoring them. And Mark Gatiss plays his boss and basically says, right, you've got to crunch some numbers, otherwise we're going to let go of a shitload of your staff. So, you know, it's not Ewan McGregor trying to advance his career. It's Ewan McGregor trying to run numbers to make sure that his colleagues don't end up getting the sack. But he's made to feel really bad about it. Even though, to be fair, he did promise his wife and child that they'd go away for the weekend. But I think if McGregor literally explained the situation, then his wife might be a bit kinder to him than, right, we're going to go out to the country and this might be the end of our marriage, basically. So that was my first thing against it. Actually, no, my first thing against it was the way that the introductory sequence seems to paint it as a Terrence Malick film, and then in the opening titles you've got Christopher Robin at war, which is just, I don't know who this film's for. It's basically for what, Winnie the Pooh fans who have clinical depression. Which is it's quite a narrow audience for Disney to target, I think. So the first half is this just bleak as fuck, just really like hard work. Look at Christopher Robin kind of not being treated nicely by those around him, but also being an utter shit to Winnie the Pooh. Like an utter shit to Winnie the Pooh. And
yeah, I kind of got that from the trailer. It doesn't look like a nice whimsical relationship that they've got going on.
No, I mean, like, there's a scene in The 100 Acre Wood where Christopher Robin basically breaks Winnie the Pooh's heart, and it's fucking horrible. And then after that scene, there's like a 20-minute sojourn where they want to find Winnie the Pooh, and then Heffalumps get involved, and then the other characters kind of come into it, and then Christopher Robin makes up with Winnie the Pooh, and then it becomes this big chase thing where Christopher Robin is trying to get back with his family, he's trying to save his colleagues' jobs, and the creature, like the Winnie the Pooh and friends, are like kind of having adventures in the city. And then it feels like a heartwarming Disney film. And the second half worked, it got me back on side. And maybe I'd enjoy the film on rewatch knowing what's to come, but I don't think I could rewatch it because it is very, very hard to get through that first 45 minutes or so. It's very, very sad, but it feels kind of artificially so. It's what can we do to make Christopher Robin just be really depressed and make the film really depressing, and then isn't that just going to make all the rompy stuff in the second half all the sweeter? And yeah, it does, but only because it's like if it didn't do that, it would probably be one of the worst films of the year. And even with the rompy, light-hearted stuff in the second half, I still wonder who the fuck the film is for. And, you know, it did okay at the box office, but to be fair, I don't think it did as well as a Ewan McGregor starring essentially Winnie the Pooh reboot should have. And yeah, I was watching it on Sunday afternoon and sending Mark videos of it. And literally, there's one bit where Winnie the Pooh wakes up, walks outside, and everyone has disappeared, and it's grey and horrible, and he's just shouting, "Hello? Where is everyone?" And I wanted to cry. It's just, like, it's just so fucking sad, but artificially so, and then sweet, but artificially so. And I don't believe that anyone really wanted to make the film that it is. But the second half is fun. And the visual effects are incredible. Like, the way they've made them look like they're in the world, but they also look like toys. And just weathered toys. Like, Tigger is all faded. And just looking at him, I just wanted to hug him. Oh, night-night, Bubba. I'll see you in the morning, yeah? Do you want to say anything to the people who are listening to the podcast? Okay, alright, fair enough then. Alright, night, baby, love you. So, yeah, it's...
Did she just say no thank you?
Yeah.
Aww.
That she's very polite as my little butler. So, yeah, it's a film that is for no one, and I'm not entirely sure what they were doing. I think the story was by 2 people, and the screenplay was by 3 separate other people, and, you know, it's a film that feels like that. It's a film that was just made by a bunch of people who were never really connected up together. So, yeah, I really like Winnie the Pooh. I thought Christopher Robin overall was just about okay.
Yeah, I remember thinking that when I watched the trailer and looking at the colour palette they've used for the toys and stuff and thinking, who the fuck have they actually made this for? Clearly it's grown-up, nostalgic Winnie the Pooh fans, but no one needs that kind of that level of bleak from a Winnie the Pooh movie.
No, that's exactly it. No one needs that level of bleak from Winnie the Pooh.
No. Anything else?
Sorry, Lottie finds it really funny that I'm talking about Winnie the Pooh.
Did she watch it with you?
Oh, God, no.
Okay.
Nah, she's like, I'm so glad I didn't take her to see it in the cinema. I mean, like, she would have been done in the first 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, just because, like, he doesn't really properly appear on screen for a good 20, 30 minutes. And before that, it's just Ewan McGregor, like, and Hayley Atwell being sad at each other.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, misfire.
Yeah, I think we'll avoid that one.
I don't like Winnie the Pooh.
You don't like Winnie the Pooh. You don't like Whimsy, though.
2 ticks. Lots. Has Timmy had food? Okay, all right, I'll give him some in a bit. Sorry, guys. That's all I've got anyway.
We've got a few, actually, I think.
Oh, cool.
You do your one that you watched at me first.
I watched The Island. I did a rewatch of The Island because I remember thinking it was shit when it came out. It's still shit now. Don't watch it. That's all I've got. It's
nice.
It's fun to explode too early and too easily. It's like a cheap fucking date.
Nice.
Fair enough.
Just avoid at all fucking costs.
All right. I'll do the one that I watched on my own.
Okay.
Today, inspired by Holmes and Watson.
Good Lord.
One of the best comedies of the year. I rewatched Talladega Nights.
Nice.
The Ballad of Ricky Bobby. I remember quite liking this when I first watched it. I still quite like it. I still have one massive issue with it that I had when I first watched it, and it's that Sacha Baron Cohen is shit in it.
You don't like him, though,
He's
in
not.
general?
No, I don't like him. I don't think he's funny, which, when you're a comedian, I think that is quite essential.
It's probably a problem.
I think he has been funny occasionally, but in very small doses. This was like the first big film he did, and he's I remember everyone going on about it, going, "Oh, how funny is he in it?" I remember thinking at the time, "Not very." And I think if you go back to it now, all those people who said how funny he was in it would now watch it and go, "Oh, actually, he's not funny, is he, at all? He's French, so he's doing a French accent, except it doesn't sound French at all. I find Sacha Baron Cohen is one of those actors or performers that what they've done is they've made being a little bit crap at things seem like part of their character.
Yeah.
Like a little bit like Jimmy Fallon constantly laughing at himself. It's become part of that. That's it. So he can never actually just be in something because he's always got to be Sacha Baron Cohen in something. So if he had played Freddie Mercury in the Bohemian Rhapsody thing, it would have been Sacha Baron Cohen's Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
It all would have been that. He doesn't play characters. He is himself
in stuff.
Being a character.
Yeah.
It's a very different thing.
He's one of his characters being a character.
Yeah, it is. It's a little bit, and he's crap in it. But other than that, it's very funny. John C. Reilly constantly shouting "shake and bake" at things. It is amusing. Will Ferrell thinking he's on fire is amusing. It's a fun movie. It's mental seeing Amy Adams in this.
Oh God, who does she? Oh yeah.
It's mental that Amy Adams then went on to become Amy Adams. You know, in what 12 years since then? Amy Adams. I can't believe she hasn't won an Oscar yet. What the fuck is going on, Amy Adams? So yeah, it's all like a night. It's still a lot of fun, but Sacha Baron Cohen still ruins the fucking thing because he's shit. Becky, do you want to do one of the other ones that we watched together?
You can get that one. Okay, so we watched Trapped in Paradise as final Christmas film.
Final Christmas movie, yeah.
Yeah. Basically, Christmas comedy with Nick Cage, John Lovitz, and Dana Carvey. John Lovitz and Dana Carvey get released from jail. Early parole.
They're all brothers,
because of Omicron. Oh yeah, they're all brothers. And Nick Cage picks them up from jail and essentially gets tricked into going and doing a crime,
robbing a bank.
And then they get trapped in Paradise, which is the town that they've gone to rob this bank. They get basically snowed in, and everyone's really nice to them. And Nick Cage has a crisis of conscience. There's a horse and sleigh involved. It's not one I've come across before, actually, so I'm not going to spoiler it too much, because it's, for a lot of people, it might be a new Christmas film that they can add to the
collection for next year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Literally a year's time.
in a year's time. So, just listen back to this one.
We'll remind you in November.
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually, it's Nick Cage being Nick Cage, so there's a lot of Nick Caginess.
There is an awful for this era Cage where he was trying to be a little bit less zany Cage.
Yeah,
it's post honeymoon in Vegas Cage, but pre leaving Las Vegas Cage.
Oh, that's depressing.
That's a bleak movie, yeah.
Okay, we need to rewatch that. Yeah, we do. It's really good, and it actually turns out to be a really, really sweet film in the end, and Midge Shamamic's in there being delightful as always. I do like seeing her pop up in stuff. I like seeing any of the Twin Peaks alums come up in anything, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, it's always quite nice.
Look, it's Laura Palmer. Look, it's... Yeah.
We also watched Blockers, which I believe you've seen, Ian, haven't you?
Yeah, I like Blockers.
Blockers stars Leslie Mann, Ike Barinholtz, John Cena as three parents of kids who are going to their prom, and they've made a pact to essentially lose their virginity on prom night. Leslie Mann and John Cena work this out via a series of emojis, and then decide that they're going to try and cock-block them. And hilarity ensues. It's a really good comedy, actually.
Nice.
really, really funny bits in it. I find the underlying message really problematic, though. I really don't like it.
What?
Just let your fucking kids live their lives.
But that's the message. That they should be letting their kids live their lives. But the only problems that happen is because they're helping cause them.
Well, yeah.
You know, there is that, and you've got to allow your kids to make the mistakes. I
hated Leslie Mann throughout this entire movie.
Leslie Mann has a good way of playing annoying characters quite adorably, though, I would say.
Yeah.
John Cena might be a comic genius.
Oh, yeah. There's some funny... Yeah.
John Cena gets some fucking great bits in this movie. It's a lot of fun. It literally, you can't really say much more than that. Not because you'll spoil it, but that is literally the film.
Yeah, they chase their kids around town, try to stop them having sex.
Yeah, but there's a lot of fun.
And what's his name's not on board with it at first. He just wants to let his daughter live a life, and then he realises that she's going to end up sleeping with a guy, and she's clearly gay. So now he has to stop that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I like that. But I like the fact that he literally he lives in the back of the car and he's like, well, she's not because she's gay.
Yeah.
And it's like they all go, really? He's like, yeah, how do you know? He's like, you just kind of fucking know.
Yeah.
But he doesn't tell her. I know, he lets her have her moment.
Yeah.
I strongly recommend his Blockers.
Yeah, you can take the next one.
So we watched Thoroughbred.
Watched what, sorry?
Thoroughbreds.
Oh God, okay.
Yeah.
Right, yep, let's do it.
A film, apparently, directed by playwright Corey Finlay, a playwright. He's a playwright. Did you know? Did you know he's a playwright?
Is he part of some kind of playwright collective?
He is part of a playwright collective. He is indeed. I will tell you the name of the playwright collective once I find it. So I'm going to find it because you're going to need to hear this because it's going to blow your fucking minds. So it is called Youngblood. Youngblood. Yeah, it's a collection of playwrights, up and coming playwrights under the age of 30.
Oh, hence why
Youngbloods.
Oh.
Yeah. Can't actually find a single fucking play the guy's written. But I assume his dad paid for his rent while he was writing it. So, Thoroughbreds. Anton Yelchin's last film. Oh, sad that. It stars Olivia Cook, Anna Taylor-Joy, who has a look about her, doesn't she, Ian?
Yes, she does.
So, Olivia Cook's character is slightly broken. She appears to have murdered a horse in quite a brutal fashion. And is kind of ostracised by everybody and thought to be a little bit weird. And so, in some kind of weird way to make friends, her mother pays for Anna Taylor-Joy's Lily to essentially tutor her or spend time with her.
Yeah.
And then through that, we find out that Anna Taylor-Joy doesn't like her stepfather. And Olivia Cook's character comes up with an idea that they could kill him, and then she'd be free of the stepfather, and Anton Yelchin gets roped into it, etc. and bits like that. What do you think of that?
I actually quite liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually... There's not much to it. It's quite shallow, in as much as you're not... There's a veneer to their world, which is, I think, a very intentional veneer, that you're not really supposed to get to know them too well. I think it explores their relationship quite nicely, how that develops from essentially paid tutor and... Don't look at me like that. And weirdo to being friends and co-conspirators. And essentially Olivia Cook's character kind of sacrifices herself at the end for Anya Taylor-Joy's character to be able to get rid of her stepdad. I liked it. I think it looks nice. It's would I watch it again? Probably not, but I enjoyed it.
That's exactly where I'm at with it.
Yeah. Go on then.
What?
Go on.
It's another instalment of this current little fucking crop of filmmakers who are writing stories about wealthy, upper-class American kids and the trials of all of that and how it's so hard for them. And you're looking going, basically what you're doing is you're one of the characters, aren't you? Yeah, because your life's so hard that essentially you become a filmmaker because your parents have paid for your entire fucking existence. It's that it's got nothing to fucking say whatsoever. It is juvenile to fuck. It's a film. Anna Taylor-Joy is very good in it. I'll say that for it. I think Lydia Cut's crap in it, and usually she's great. Anton Yelchin seems like he's turned up and gone.
Oh, he's kind of wasted. He's only in it for about 10 minutes.
You know, he's great in what he's in, but even he feels a little bit like he's there going, I don't want to be in this because it's a bit shit. So there's that. I found it just dull. Really fucking dull and whiny. So whiny.
But to be fair, young people are quite whiny.
Yeah, but this is the thing is there is it's not the young people that are whiny, it's the film's whiny.
I don't think you can dismiss it as just rich people problems. I think that's a bit reductive, to be perfectly honest with you.
Why?
Because if it was about two fucking poor...
Yeah, so I'm saying it irritated me in the film. I don't see that. It wouldn't have had those... I don't think it would have had those issues. The issues didn't seem to marry up with killing him. It was just whiny. It was a really whiny film, and I don't see why anybody would watch that over something like Heathers, which is what it's about to be.
Well, to be fair, nobody put a gun to my head and say you're going to have to watch Thoroughbreds over Heathers, otherwise I'm going to shoot you.
But if somebody did now, what would you choose?
Well, I don't know, probably Heathers.
There you go then. What? It irks me.
It's not the same kind of film. It's not a comedy for a start off. What?
No, Karen?
Well, it's not. In fairness, it's not all shit. Here he goes.
The top of the fucking poster for the movie, American Psycho meets Heathers.
That's a quote from...
They put it on the fucking poster!
Yeah, because they're trying to sell it.
Right, but then you can't turn around and say it's not trying to be Heathers. It's a fucking poster!
Well, no, we didn't... To be fair, Becky said it's not a comedy. She didn't say anything about it not trying to be Heathers. She said it's not a comedy. It's still got Heathers-y elements to it.
It's not like Heathers.
Is it not? Do you know it's a comedy?
No.
Do you know?
Maybe a bit.
No, genuinely. Do you not think it points it's going for comedy?
Not really.
The whole Anton Yelchin bits. You didn't think they were going for comedy?
No.
No.
I did.
That's probably a sign of how little the film did for you, bud.
I genuinely thought they were going for black comedy.
No, I don't think, not with the Anton Yelchin bits. No, man, I mean, like, shit, he's basically he's a fucking, essentially a paedophile who they rope into their scheme, basically, through blackmail. Like, it's not that funny.
That's not funny.
I honestly, I thought they were going for black comedy.
You watched it wrong.
Maybe I did.
Where did you get black comedy from? Like, there was some funny bits, like the dialogue between the girls at points was funny, but it wasn't going for funny.
I thought that it was trying to be black comedy. A deeply black comedy and missed its mark. What would you think it was? I'm not the only person who thinks it's a fucking black comedy. The Wikipedia says a dark comedy.
Wikipedia says that, though.
Still saying it says it. So you neither of you got any comedy virus from it at all?
No.
Wow.
Not particularly, to be fair, bud.
Okay, right. I have to watch this again then. Wait, no. Again, the poster wickedly funny and superbly unpredictable. A comedy thriller.
They have no way of controlling what other people say about it.
No, but I'm not saying. I'm not the only person who thinks it's a fucking comedy.
Yeah, comedy thriller's a stretch. Who the fuck's that? Yeah.
So maybe you guys have watched it fucking wrong. I'm right.
Well, our way of watching it means we liked it, so...
I'm perfectly comfortable with the way I watched it.
But you guys didn't see comedy in it.
Not particularly.
But the poster advertising how funny it is.
Well, not particular. There's a lot of comedies that I don't find particularly funny. In fairness, even though the poster says they're funny, but then again,
you didn't get a black comedy vibe from it. But the film,
not particularly. No, I mean, fuck, man, that ending is pretty depressing.
Is it? That was a different fucking movie.
Maybe. Did you fall asleep? Maybe.
No.
Or though. Right, one thing I will say, you know when she was describing her dream?
Yeah.
At the end, I really kind of wanted it to go a bit, sorry to bother you, and have just like people walking around with horses' heads on.
Actually, yeah, that would have been pretty sweet.
That would have been amazing. See, that would have made it a comedy. But what you saw wasn't a comedy, because they didn't do that.
I didn't think it was that bad at the end then. It was fine. He's dead, got what she wanted. Olivia Cook's dead, she's dead, got what she wanted.
Olivia Cook's not dead.
Oh, she's in a mental hospital.
Did you watch a different fucking movie?
I don't know. I forgot about it.
She's in a mental hospital for killing him because she roofied her. But she let her roofie her.
Well, there you go. I'm sorry. If when the police get there, the first thing they would do would be to test her to see what she was on. And they'd go, oh, well, she got roofied.
Yeah, I did kind of think that.
Yeah. So there you go.
That wouldn't have panned out the way they did.
No, it wouldn't have panned out the way it did. So there you go. Throw a bed. Shit.
There you go. Comedy of the year. Moving on.
That's it. That's all we've watched. We do have questions, Scott. We do have questions. Sure we do. Let me find them. Oh, fucking hell. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. There we go. Rick Kidd, at Rick J. Kidd. What are your favourite films with scenes set at New Year? It's the original Ocean's 11 for me.
I'm going to get in quick. When Harry Met Sally.
Fucking. Films.
The Apartment.
Ooh, that's a good shout.
Nice. Mark?
Oh, fuck you. We're Harry Met Sally, clearly. One of my favourite films.
I'm trying to think what else there is. Ooh, Poseidon Adventure. That's a good one. That's
yeah, that is a good one, actually, that, yeah. Yeah. Isn't Assault on Precinct 13? What is it as well?
That's Christmas Eve, isn't it?
No, I'm pretty sure it's New Year's Eve.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one as well.
Hoodsucker Proxy.
I love it. Right.
No, there we go then.
What's that funny one? Oh, that's a Christmas one, isn't it?
Which one?
With Seth Rogen and...
oh, yeah.
The Night Before.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Oh. Yeah. Still on Harry Met Sally, though, to be fair. Although Poseidon is a good one. And in the new one, it's got Fergie Ferg in it.
It does have Fergie Ferg in it.
She does not sing Fergalicious.
She doesn't sing Fergalicious.
No.
No, she doesn't. Looks like it's me as hosting. I completely forgot that.
No.
I'm sure I have another question somewhere. Sure we do. Where is it? Where are you, question bastard? Anywhere I am.
You sure there's another one?
Yeah, I didn't remember seeing one.
There was another couple, I'm sure there was. Right, let me try and find them.
Somebody tweet you directly, maybe?
Possibly, yeah. Paul Dyer, the film you watched and hated, but then and loved.
Sorry, Paul. I did see that. Oh, fuck, I had it earlier on. I've forgotten.
I really didn't like Shaun of the Dead the first time I watched it. I really didn't like it. I thought it was shit. I don't know what people saw in it. And it took me about 3 or 4 watches before I eventually it clicked and I went, yeah, now I get it.
Oh my god, that's what she reminds me of. The mum out of the Colin Burstead thing. The landlady in space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can see it, yeah.
Watched and hated, then watched and loved. Probably loads, I just can't think of any. I am a bit of an initial hater.
Watched and hated, and then watched and loved. But I thought I fucking had one earlier on. Because like Avatar was the thing. No, Avatar was the thing I was thinking. Because I just thought Avatar was meh when people fucking bummed the shit out of it when that came out. Yeah. And then I watched it the second time. It was like, all right, fine, it's okay. But I wouldn't say really liked, and I wouldn't say hated. But that's the thing where like I did have a different reaction, even if the reaction was still not I'm in love with this film. Yeah.
I've got one, but it's for different reasons.
Go on.
Casualties of War.
Yeah.
I was like table flipping mad when we watched that the first time.
Yeah, you were happy, were you?
No.
And the second time you just found it intensely erotic.
No, but it is one of my favourite war movies, and I do like a war movie.
Nice.
But yeah, from a quality point of view. See, there's probably loads that I've watched that I've hated because I've had a thing about the actor at the time.
Yeah.
I think I probably hated the first Mission Impossible movies.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah, because you weren't really like Tom Cruise. I literally had to fucking Clockwork Orange you to start watching Tom Cruise movies, didn't I?
We're rewatching Fallout this weekend, guys. It's very exciting. Very
nice.
Very. Reload your arms.
Yeah, reload those fucking arms.
Well excited.
Very good.
Might watch the trailer a few times in the run-up.
That's good.
So that's it for questions, guys. What coming next week?
Oh, it's the favourite. It's definitely the favourite. Can't wait for the favourite.
Yeah.
Yay. I really hope it surprises me. I really do.
I really hope it surprises me as well.
I'm open to be surprised by it because I like everyone involved. The trailer just does nothing for me, and everything I've read about it just makes me go, really?
I'm really hoping to like it. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
I'm willing myself to try and like it.
Maybe because we've got really low expectations, we'll like it more.
Maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe, yeah. Let's look for positives. So yeah, that was episode 285, people. We thank you very much for listening. Is there anything I've missed?
No, don't think so.
At Ian Loring, at Bex Foz, at Doomfoz, at Film Bastard. Check out our page, patreon.com/filmbastards. Check out our Instagram, Film Bastards. And that's it. Thank you very much for listening, guys. We shall speak to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.